Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Joel and today I want to give you my thoughts on credit cards. Specifically, 3 good reasons to have a credit card, how to get your first credit card, and important things to remember once you do have a credit card. Let's start with the 3 reasons. The first reason is cash back. Credit card companies offer cash back incentives to encourage you to make purchases and large purchases on your credit card. And these cash back incentives can range from 1.5 to 3, and in some cases even more than 3% depending on what you're buying. And these cash back is important because at your bank you usually earn 0.5 to 1% interest in your checking or savings account. So you getting 1.5 up to 3% cash back with your credit card is actually beating your bank and is better than your checking account using your debit card. For example, if you spent $700 on your credit card with a 2% cash back incentive, that would save you $14, or it would be a $14 rebate that you would get back if you made that purchase with your credit card. And how you get that cash back differs based on your card or how you have it set up, but basically what it is a rebate or a credit. A lot of companies just give you a credit on your credit card bill, so that means that whatever your cash back, you get that right off your bill. And other companies have it set up, if you have your credit card through your bank, where you actually will just get a deposit into your bank account after a certain period, what your cash back is based on the money that you've spent during that period. So cash back is a great thing, and getting that extra even 0.5% or whole percent or 2% with the cash back using your credit card, more than you would get having that 0.5 to 1% in your bank. That really is a smarter, more financially savvy, kind of that next level way of thinking that's important. And I think that that is one of the most major benefits of having a credit card. And the next benefit I want to talk about is building credit. It's important to have good credit for many different reasons. Most importantly, making big purchases. You know, one day you're going to want to buy a house, or you're going to want a new car or a nice used car or whatever it may be, and you're going to need most likely to take out a loan. And so when you take out that loan, that company, bank, car dealership, whatever, mortgage company, whatever it is that's making you that loan, they're going to want to see your credit score and your credit history. And it's hard to build up that credit score and credit history, but one of the easiest ways to do that is actually just to have a credit card. Even if you just have a credit card with a $500 limit that you make small purchases on and then make those payments on time, that's an excellent way to build up your credit, and it's going to show that you have good responsibility, that you're financially savvy, and that you're managing your credit well, and they're more likely to give you that loan, and they're going to trust you loaning you that money. So building up your credit is another good reason to have a credit card. And third reason to have one is it's not your money that you're spending. And I know that sounds kind of silly, but you are spending American Express or Discover or Visa or whatever credit card you're spending their money instead of your own personal money if you were using a debit card or cash. So if you get your cash stolen, you're out that cash. And if someone steals your debit card and uses it, you're out that cash right away. And a lot of banks will go through the process and reimburse you for that cash or have that insured, but that is a process, and there are different things that can happen throughout that process, and it can take time. And it does, no matter what, take time if you do have your debit card stolen. So one of the huge benefits to having that credit card is that you're spending their money. If your credit card gets stolen, if someone else uses your credit card, they're spending that company's money, and you are not liable or responsible for that money at all. So in my opinion, that is a huge, 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 huge plus to having a credit card. And now that I've kind of laid out those reasons why I believe having a credit card is a good idea, I want to talk to you about how to get your first credit card. Especially when you're young, if you don't have any other prior credit history or anything like that, it can be a little bit difficult to get a credit card. When I first applied for my first card, I was actually rejected. I think it was at a department store, I think Macy's, and I was like trying to get 20% off, so I tried to sign up for the Macy's store credit card, and they actually denied me because I didn't have any prior credit history. So that kind of wasn't upsetting to me, but it kind of stirred me up a little bit, so I got into researching it more, how to get a credit card, and I found that the easiest way, and the way that I would recommend to you, is just going to get one through your bank. And I did that. I went on my bank's website, and they actually are partnered with all these credit cards, and you can apply right there and get a credit card. And when you apply for a credit card, they're going to ask you different questions like, do you have any dependents, meaning children, you know, that you're supporting? How many people live in your household? Are you employed? How much money do you make? And after you fill out all this information, they're going to approve or deny you for a credit card. But when you go to apply through your bank, usually you have a much better chance of getting accepted for that credit card, and that's because you already have relationship with your bank. Just like life, you know, relationships are important in business and credit and everything. So having that relationship and that rapport with your bank beforehand, you know, they can see your account, see how much money is in your account. You're gonna have a better chance of getting approved for that credit card. So when I went through my bank, you know, in the same period of time, I did get approved for that credit card. I got a $500 limit, and I made small purchases on that card and paid them off, and have been building up my credit ever since. And I'm really thankful that I did that. I'm getting, on my card, I get 1.5% cash back on everything. So I've been getting my 1.5% cash back just directly deposited to my bank, and saving that money and using my card. And I'm really grateful that I made that decision, and I recommend you to go through and see which credit cards work for you. And if you want me actually to make a video recommending, you know, for credit cards for your first credit card, go ahead and go down and leave a comment below and subscribe. And then if I see some comments, I'll actually go ahead and do some research and recommend my card, some other cards that I think would be good for your first credit card and that you would be able to get approved for. And now that, you know, we've gone through that process, I want to talk about what's important to remember when you have a credit card. Because a lot of people will say, you know, that it's a big risk having a credit card. And it is, because credit cards do charge you interest if you don't make your payments on time. And some of them have fees. I would never, you know, for your first card, recommend getting a card that has a fee attached to it. And a lot of them don't, but some of them do. So just do your research there. And then you make your payments on your credit card on time, and they're not going to charge you that interest. And interest rates range from like 14 all the way up to even 30%, and I'm sure more on some cards, but that's just what I've seen. So you don't want to pay that interest, obviously, so just make your credit card payments on time. Be on top of that. I just have an app, and it just tells me when my credit card is due, and I just pay it off right then, connected to my checking account. And you can even set up auto pay and different things where you actually never have to worry about making your credit card payment. It just comes right out of your bank when it's due. And that's pretty much having a debit card that's going to give you 1.5% cash back that you're not spending your money. So I obviously do recommend that. But just make sure that if you do get a credit card, that you're on top of making that payment and not paying that interest. And another thing is that you can go into debt with a credit card. You know, if you're spending money that you don't have, that's debt. And there are some risk factors that come with that. You know, a lot of people don't recommend credit cards just because some people are likely to spend more money than they have. So just make sure that you're budgeting that wisely. And I've heard horror stories of people that have $10,000 worth of credit card debt, and they're just paying the interest on that debt and not even actually paying the principal of that $10,000 debt. So make sure if you get your credit card that you are just financially savvy with that, and take the time to budget for your card and not spend more money that you have. And with that being said, those are my thoughts on having a credit card. This is my first YouTube video, and I'm excited to make more videos kind of talking about finance, investing, different things on this channel that's helpful particularly to young people. I think that we're a great generation, and I want to continue to research and learn about finances, credit, you know, investing, and then share that with you guys. So I would really appreciate it if you wanted to subscribe, maybe leave a like on this video, and I'll continue producing content and continue upping the quality of my content, the quality of my speaking and videos and everything. So thank you guys for the support. If you do end up getting a credit card, be sure you let me know. And if you want to see that other video of me recommending first-time credit cards, or, you know, credit cards for people younger, go ahead and leave that comment. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.